Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope everybody is doing well. This week we are doing a voiceover video. I know I did one last week, but I have a very special guest this week, and we are doing voiceover because that's what we're both comfortable with. So please welcome yet again my girl Lisa. Thank you for doing this.
Hey everybody.
Today we are going to talk about our favorite Chicago Fire, I almost said PD, Chicago Fire Hunks. These are three gentlemen that are oh so handsome. They are on the NBC show Chicago Fire. Y'all probably have heard the statement Chicago Wednesdays. There are three shows: Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, and Chicago PD. We are just going to focus on Fire right now because I didn't get Lisa hooked into it. Lisa got hooked into it, and then she told me about it, and I was like, girl, I already watched that. We should do a video. And she gladly agreed to come on. So we are going to give our top 3 hunks and an honorable mention. Lisa's going to give one, then I'm going to give one, and vice versa. So we hope you enjoy this video. And let's get started. You want to go first?
Sure.
Who is your number? I think we said we were going to do 3, 2, 1. Who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Dawson's brother. I call him Dawson.
Yes. If you have not watched the show, the characters often go by their last names on the show. Really, his name is John Cena. He played Chris Perez in the Selena movie, but he is often known as Dawson, which is his character's last name.
And his sister's on Fire, and he's on PD.
Yes, he originally started out on PD, or on Fire, but then they brought PD and he switched over. He's actually, funny story, he's actually been, I believe, the only actor to be on all the Chicago Fire shows, or shows as...
They all have, for what I can tell from what I saw, they all are, but he's on it the most.
Yes, he's on it the most, and I believe he was the very, very first one to do it. And then they started going, oh, that works, so we'll put these two on that. So, yeah.
So I know him as Dawson's brother. Yeah. That's what I call him.
I call him Hot Stuff, but that's totally different. My number 3 is not Casey, which is Casey, which is Jesse Spencer. He's cute. I mean, not my top guy, but he's cute. He is the fire, not the fire chief, the fire lieutenant. He's in charge of all the guys, but he still has to answer to the head honcho. He's cute. I mean, like I said, not my top guy, but...
That's a good thing because...
Yeah. But the funny thing is about him, he is Australian. He is not American. And I didn't know that until he did an interview. And he was with, I believe, John Cena, who plays Dawson. And he started talking, and out pops this Australian accent, and I was just amazed because I had no clue.
Can I do a fun fact about him? I think your people would like to know.
Yes, please do.
I just found out, because I never know this, because he wasn't this big popular guy back in the day, but he was in an American Asher movie.
Ooh.
Winning Running.
What is it?
Winning Running.
Oh, Win in London, cool.
Like you're winning a game.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that movie, and if you hear our co-host, that is my boyfriend, Wesley, who is Lisa's dog, who I am in love with. So welcome to the show, Wesley. He says, watch Chicago Fire. That's what I think he says. That, and he loves Britney. I like to add that little part.
Yep.
Okay, so who's your number 2?
My number 2 is, again, I go by the nicknames or the last names. My number 2 is Kelly.
Yeah, Taylor Kinney is oh so handsome. And I showed Lisa his back because he has a beautiful back tattoo that you never see on the show. It's this beautiful, ornate, like, tattoo. And Lisa goes, that thing is huge. And I said, yeah, it probably takes 2 hours to cover that thing up every time he's shirtless. Which is quite often. I think at that point I would just write it in. But hey, I'm not a writer on...
And I have 2 fun facts about him.
Yeah.
One, he did a great movie with Cameron Diaz, the other woman. He was great in that movie.
Oh, he was in that?
Yes, and then number 2, he dated Lady Gaga.
I think that's where I first saw him, because he did one of her music videos, and she showed him all shirtless. And I was like, I don't know what she's talking about, but...
The first 2, definitely, I would like to be in a room with them.
I was like, I'll make out with him, yeah. So my number 2 is actually the same as Lisa. It is Taylor Kinney. He is the other lieutenant on the Chicago Fire show. He is not above Matt Casey, but he's in charge. He's in charge of the truck, and the character Casey is in charge of all the firefighters. And they work together as lieutenants, but they still have another boss. And Taylor Kinney is one of those beautiful men that grade early, and it totally worked for him. And I'm like, as someone that will be 38 soon and does color her hair, I hate to admit it, but it's the truth. As someone that does that, I'm a little jealous that mine didn't like gray out pretty, but that's my own issue.
I'm gonna do it as long as I can.
Yeah, I'm not ready to give in and let the gray win. I'm just not there yet. But more power to him. He looks gorgeous. It totally works for him. If I was Lady Gaga, I would have stayed engaged to him. But hey, I don't know what went on in their relationship, so I'm not the one to judge.
Exactly.
Alright, and who is your number 1?
My number 1 is Matt Casey.
And
that's why I'm glad it wasn't Brittany's number 1.
And as y'all can tell, mine was Matt Casey for number 3. I don't know. I don't think he's cute, but he's not my type of guy. Although Lisa and my grandmother, I have to throw this in there. My grandmother and I watch Chicago, not PD, Fire when I'm at her house.
Nobody wants to do a police one.
Yeah, my grandmother and I watch it as well, and she asked me, who do you find attractive? And I said mine, and she looked at me like Lisa's doing now, and she was like, you don't like Matt Casey? He's adorable. He's so hot. And I was like, Grandma! She's like, what? I'm in my 80s. I'm not dead.
Well, we like a lot of the same people.
Yeah,
even
we do.
Grandma's eyes, too.
Yeah, we do like a lot of the same people. And
we were brothers by birth.
Yes, we were. And when we say that, that's a joke, but if you heard everything of our stories, you'd be like, wait, were they separated by birth? And my number one, he still makes my heart, My number one is Antonio Dawson, aka John Cena. If you're a Selena fan, but you don't watch Chicago Fire, Fire/PD, because he's on both, or he was, you know him as Chris Perez. He is my number one. He's been my number one since the beginning of the show. And fun fact, he is still friends with Chris Perez to this day, and they look like twins. I showed a picture to Lisa because Lisa likes Chris as well. And I said, don't they look like they could be brothers?
Most definitely.
So those are our top 3 Chicago Fire hunks. We do have 2 honorable mentions. They're handsome, but they just didn't make the cut. So do you want to go first?
Sure. I really like him, but he's not on it as much as Dawson's brother is. So it is Jesse.
Jesse Lee Sulphur as Will Hallstatt. He
Yeah.
is cute. You want to know a fun fact about your honorable mention that I kind of giggle at? Okay, everybody knows, every day I watch my soap operas. Haven't gotten Lisa to invest in that, but she appreciates them for what they're worth. She's like,
because my grandma liked them.
She's like, you do you, boo. But he was actually a soap opera star before he did Chicago PD, Chicago PD/Fire. He was on As the World Turns. I did not watch that soap opera, but I do know he was on As the World Turns. And my honorable mention is Joe Messus. What is that?
Joe Minsoso?
Yeah, what Lisa said. Because I butchered his last name. We know it's probably not right. If you want to Google him, his name is Cruz on the show. He's a bald guy. He's very handsome. He's kind of the comic relief of the show, honestly. And
he makes it not so serious.
Yes, because you are talking about running into a burning building. And that's like no joke. And they have to get it accurate. So when they are running in to a burning building, they have learned from actual firefighters and whatnot to how to do it. Obviously, the stories are dramatic because it's TV, but they still have to have fun. And I can say this, my brother is a firefighter. I'm not going to go into too much detail, and Lisa knows this. My brother is a firefighter. He does have a fun time. But what do I do every time he comes in my house, Lisa? What did I tell you I do? I hug him, but I also check for if he's injured and not told anyone. And Lisa's like, I would do the same thing. And I go, yeah, he just tolerates it and goes, I'm fine, but if you really want to give me a pat down, here you go. But I can't help it, guys. He's my little brother. I mean, I'm protective.
And plus, it's a dangerous job. It's not something simple.
Yeah, when you have a family member who is a firefighter or paramedic or cop, when they go to work, yeah, they want to come home, but it's not always a guarantee that they're going to come home. So yeah, as the older sister, I do the, are you okay? Are there any wounds? Were you burnt? And he just deals with it. I think...
He humors you.
He what?
Humors you.
Yeah. So, he is a firefighter, and I'm proud of all firefighters. But, me and Lisa hope you enjoyed this video. We also did a video on Sullivan's Crossing, and we know we left you kind of hanging, but I think I can say this for Lisa. I wasn't into it. I mean, I liked it, but I wasn't like, oh my god. You could tell me if I'm wrong. Like, we finished the season.
It's not like I want an old view of the Chicago shows.
Yeah, we finished it. We enjoyed it. But it's not like something we have to watch. We sit here, and even though we live in different places, we sit here when they come on, and we watch them together, and we talk about them, and we're like, did you see that? Did you see? Or, like, that's our thing, and we do it each week. Unless it's a rerun, and then we're like, okay, when's the rerun over? We're bored.
Yep.
So we hope you enjoyed this. In the future, we will probably do Med and PD.
Dylan wants to do the cop one. He's being the cop one.
Yeah, I love the cop one, but my guy is originally from the cop one. I mean, he started out on fire, but he was always the cop. So yeah, I'm in for the cop one.
And I just started the show, so I just finished the hospital one, and I'm on the fire one. I haven't done the cop one yet, so we have some time.
Yeah, we gotta wait till Lisa's all caught up, because I don't want to spoil it for her. That's not fun. But we hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, everybody.
Bye. See you next time.